Welcome back to GC9x Plays. Tonight we've got the Horde for the 3DO, Sega Saturn, and IBM PC. With us today we've got...
I'm Carl.
I'm MisterArgent.
And I'm Cerberus.
So the Horde is a game by Toys for Bob, which, among other games, made games like Star Control 2, The Unholy War, and recently they've been dumped into Skylanders' hell from which they will never escape because Activision will destroy them as soon as they stop making money.
Which is a shame, because we deserve a Star Control 3 that exists.
Well, I think I think that in terms of Skylanders, I'm really happy that Toys for Bob finally got what I think was a much-deserved success. Like, there's no question that Skylanders made $1 billion, and that at least they finally had a game that made the money it deserved to make.
Well, yeah, that's not going to last forever, though, is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think this whole physical toy game fad is going to last for a whole lot longer. I could be wrong, I don't know.
I think that kids like toys, and as long as they like toys, there'll be video game integration with the toys.
Yeah,
But this
yeah.
is the Horde, which is kind of, that ties in, because it's like a horde of toys. This is the Horde.
Bob plays the game by Toys for Bob, who would go on to make toys for people who play Skylanders.
Yes, it's mandatory that Bob plays all the games that we have by Toys for Bob, because that's...
Maybe I could play the
It
Unholy
writes
War. I
itself.
like that game.
The Unholy War is fantastic. And
Maybe
we
even
should
that for your
definitely
Japanese
cover it.
version. Let's get
No
going.
spoilers. Who knows about the Japanese version? Nobody.
Not me. But I can say that the Spothy are the best race.
That sounds like Star Control and not the Unholy War.
Yeah, they still are.
So yeah,
They're the
Kirk
best race
Cameron's
in
in
the
this,
Unholy
star of sitcom Growing Pains.
I like that font they're using. It's very, faux, old English, and so is this FMV.
I definitely have no experience with this game, but I do remember when it first came out, it had a lot of advertisements in magazines and stuff.
So there's FMV here, and that's... Is this in the PC version as well?
It is.
And that's how you know this is a 3DO game, because it opens with loads of unnecessary FMV.
It's not actually that bad because the game is really goofy anyway, so it kind of fits.
Hmm.
I feel like I'm watching a deleted cutscene from Phantasmagoria.
I thought it was just break time at the local Ren Festival.
We're the serving boy in blue, by the way. That's Kirk Cameron.
And, King, whoever the CEO of Toys for Bob is here.
Is it Bob?
Is that who they named it after? Curious now.
Nah, I'm imagining someone more like the Stig from Top Gear. Just wears a tracksuit and a motorcycle helmet absolutely everywhere, all the time.
No! Nonsense! The lad saved my life! What is your name, boy?
Chauncey, sir, my lord, your highness, sir.
And where do
Their
you
outfits
hail
don't look so much
I have
medieval as they do rejected Star Trek uniforms.
You know, I was
Whoa.
thinking the exact same thing.
I can kind of
Like
see
what?
that.
Like, why does he look like a science officer?
Yeah, these look like Halloween costumes more than anything.
From this day forward, you are Sir Chauncey.
Ugh.
I dub thee Knights of the Realm and grant you vast...
This is
Crystal
just like-
Dynamics
And he
is...
decapitates him.
Okay, so now we can actually start the game itself. Psych, another cutscene.
I am Cronus Mela, the King's High Chancellor.
Whoa, look at that
Hey!
screen wipe.
Majesty has asked that I
It's one of those blue screens that they forgot to edit out.
Shinto place. Really? Trust me. Yes.
I'm not surprised Crystal Dynamics jumped ship because that's pretty much what happened with the 3DO. If you're a competent developer, you could see the writing on the wall very quickly.
Okay, so here's the deal with this game. You've got this village, and you've got people growing crops and such. We need to defend this village. So to do that, we're going to start by making some fences. That should
What are we
be
defending
enough.
it from?
Okay, you see that hourglass?
Yes.
We've got about 2.5 minutes to do what we need to do. And we need to spend money to build the fences and do other things.
Oh, is this for like some mechanics similar to what was that one Atari game? Rampart.
A bit.
Yeah, that was it.
Also, we can plant trees, and we're going to want to do that because when they grow up, they give us money if we dig them up. Get 5 coins per tree, and that can really help if you're really running low on money. Okay, now since we don't wait the whole 2.5 minutes, we pick this icon. And now we move on to the battle phase. We are Chauncey, this guy who doesn't look anything like Kirk Cameron. And we gotta kill these red things. These are the Hordelings. And we use our swordsman attack to kill them. And once they're all dead, we get some money based on how many crops and such we have left.
That is a goofy walk sequence.
No, it's like they're skipping.
And now we move on to the next season. Our village has grown out a bit. So now we have a little more money to work with to help build up our defenses. I think this will be enough for now. These waves are easy, so we don't have to build a whole lot. Besides, we kind of need the money. Speaking of money, I'm going to make some more trees. The fences will basically make the Horde attack that instead of the houses and the crops. They will destroy the crops and the houses and people if you let them, which means you'll have less money at the end of a wave. So we're going to start up a new wave.
Bring back the frolicking demons.
I can't get over that explosion. It's amazing. It's like they turn into a glass ball, like a Christmas bauble, and explode.
Let's build some more fences. Dig up some trees for extra cash.
So this is also like a tower defense game, basically.
A very early one, yes.
It's a pretty interesting setup, really. The way it kind of combines the mechanics. What does that one house with the skulls do?
Which one? Oh, that's just decoration,
Oh,
I'm pretty
there's
sure.
Ah.
Let's plant some more trees for extra cash.
Is there a reason you're planting the trees so far away?
I don't want the Horde to get near them, because they will destroy the saplings if they get too close. It takes a while for them to grow up all the way into full trees.
And how do you know where the Horde's coming from? Is it just from the top?
It depends on the wave. You don't really know for sure until you check the map when you start a wave. You just kind of want all your bases covered if you can. So yeah, this time they're coming from the top left and top right, it looks like.
So this guy always does a spin around attack.
You do get items that you can use, but that's your only main attack. Oh geez, they're really messing up my stuff this time.
well, they're frolicking through the fences. You know, that old song.
And this is winter, which is the last season of this year. And I'll show you what happens when the year ends after this wave. Basically, you've got an area, and each area is 4 years, and each one is made of 4 seasons.
Do the seasons always look the same like this?
You do move on to different areas eventually after so many years, and those have different looks and different gimmicks to them.
Ah.
Let's see. I'm gonna leave things like this because I want to save up some more money. We have a full map we can check out too to see the whole area and where people are gonna come in from. Now the problem with the sword attack is it's kind of slow and you can't move while you're using it. And if you do it too much, you get dizzy, and that basically really hurts you.
Yeah, especially with how hard it looks like it is to aim.
Okay, so now we have to give out coins to the High Chancellor. If we don't have enough coins to pay him, we get thrown in jail and the game ends. And you have to pay more every year. But once we do that, we get a shop where we can buy items. This thing attracts Hordelings. This thing teleports you. This thing explodes in a large area, which I think includes stuff you actually don't want exploded. That's kind of dangerous.
I like that artwork.
This thing lets you drop down NPC knights, but they're really expensive. And this thing upgrades your fences to stone, but that's more expensive. So right now, we're just going to save our game and just save up a little bit more.
So the whole game is just the same, like, general thing. There's no extra mission stuff. It's just,
Same basic
building
concept.
up.
Yeah.
Does that guy wandering around with the scythe do anything?
He's a villager. That's just for decoration, but basically each one of those houses will build crops next to it as long as they have space, and crops give you money. We're also going to drop down a cow. What a cow does, it gives you a certain amount of money at the end of every wave, as long as it stays alive. So you really want to defend them. And to do that, we're going to make a spike pit. And that kills any Hordeling who touches it, but it makes the pit go away.
Huh, that's clever. A remote way of defending things that isn't too overpowered, I
Poor
guess you'd say.
villager. As soon as he tries to go into his house, he'll die.
So yeah, you'll see that cow gave us 25 extra coins, but we wouldn't have otherwise. So if you get like 10 cows, that's a huge help to your finances.
You have one large cattle pen.
But yeah, this is very tower defense in a way, and I have to wonder if the earliest games in that style were inspired by this at all.
Was this game popular? Because I don't think it was that popular.
Oh, that's a good question. Enough that it got ports, so that had to mean something.
Yes, but Gex was ported.
Gex was popular-ish. It got sequels. I'm just
So
saying.
did Bubsy.
The original Star Control got ported to basically everything on Earth at the time.
Just buy another
It
cow.
even
That
got like
gives...
a Mega Drive port.
Yeah, the Mega Drive 4 was interesting because it actually introduced some features from 2, but it ran awfully. And I think one of the developers actually later apologized for that because the Genesis and to some Mega Drive actually has hardware fairly similar to that of the Amiga, so theoretically they should have been able to do better, and they know it.
I really want to defend those cows, so I'm going to build another spike pit and make some more fences around it. If If they both survive, we'll get 50 coins at the end of this wave, and that's going to be super handy. Okay, where are they coming from? Okay, all from the top.
I like how the CGI models that we're controlling, the awful haircut on that doesn't really line up with the awful haircut he had in the FMV stuff. So it's like 2 awful haircuts for the price of 1.
I'm assuming the FMV cutscenes came after the game itself. That would make the most sense.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ranchers have been celebrating an unusually high
Yeah, did you bat on that one?
cows this year, but the party ended today when they found they were up to their noses in fertilizer. Luckily, farmers have agreed to buy it all, and forecasts predict a superior crop next year.
Okay, that was basically a random event. That's how they're presented. That basically means, if I understood that right, that they'll grow more crops than usual this wave.
Hmm.
Okay,
Not,
so it's not story progression, it's just random crap happening.
yeah, not all the random events are good, but there's a few of them. I know one of them means you don't have to pay taxes that season. That's when you really want. Pay taxes that year, I should say.
Do you know if there's any dynamic difficulty adjustment involved with this, or if it's just pure random, so you would just get wrecked?
I don't know. I mean, it does get harder as you go along. I mean, they introduce new enemy types and such.
Do you get to upgrade yourself, or is it just items?
No, it's just upgrade buying items. Let's see, I can buy another cow. I just gotta figure out where. Let's see.
You gotta ask yourself whether you need another cow.
You know what? Yeah, let's wait on that. We'll buy some more fences, though. I want to buy some items when I'm done with this year. And we need at least 70 coins or we're going to die at the end of the season. End of this year.
Yes. So you're playing it on the 3DO, and what are the controls?
You use B to light up that box, which lets you select your tool. And you hit A to actually place something. Also, you have a map that you can bring up by hitting B to light up the selection box and then hitting up.
Do you think this is one of those games that were designed with the 3DO in mind?
Possibly. I don't think the PC port came out until after this one. And when you're fighting... go ahead, Arjun.
Oh, I was gonna say, it certainly looks like that could be the case.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, whoa.
Yes, sire. The mighty
You got dead.
Thwacker will thwack the Horde no more. This is a national tragedy. Oh, yes. Poor Chauncey. So about his real estate holdings, Your Highness.
Let's try that again. Thankfully, you can save at the end of every year, so you didn't lose too much progress. So you do get knocked back when you get hit, but you don't have any invincibility time, which can be kind of bad.
Durkenhove.
I do want to try to get the next area at least to show off what that looks like and how that works. I believe there are 4 years to every area, so that's about 16 total waves.
And then what? That's it? GG?
Once you get through the last area, yeah. do think it's really interesting concept overall, though, the kind of mix of action and strategies you got going on. It's not really you saw often in games like this, except maybe ActRaiser, and that's a different thing entirely.
Yes, the integration between the base building element and the fighting is uncommon.
And one more cow. I know there's some rare tower defense games that actually have you fight when you get enemies coming in. Sanctum's the one I can think of at first. Not sure how many others are. That was a combination tower defense FPS by the same people behind Goat Simulator. Good game.
Yeah, I've been meaning to play that one.
Yeah, this is almost reminding me of just like early RTS games, well, obviously without the other side.
Yeah, I think there's a few. I think as a Australian game called Over the Top Tower Defense, I think has you playing as a Marine.
I've not heard of that one.
Sure. Yeah, it's just some local thing. It's on Steam, but it has action RPG elements, so it does have like a shooting while stuff is going on thing. This actually, you know, this is kind of much broader, but this game actually is reminding me of that whole Clash of Clans nonsense.
I can kind of see what you mean there. You know, I bet this would make a good mobile game if you put enough in-app purchases in it. But that would mean Crystal Access do anything but Tomb Raider, and I guess Deus Ex.
Well, their owner won't let them, right?
Poons? Oh yeah, Square Enix owns Crystal Dynamics, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think they seem like the type who would let people go and do crazy things like that. Especially when you got the...
Unless it has the Final Fantasy name on it, then you can make whatever you want.
And of course
Final
you got...
Fantasy Bathroom Simulator.
Yeah, give them time.
Well, I'm sure they'd make it if they thought they could make money from it.
The Porcelain Throne experience from your PC.
So, do you ever get
You
other
fool,
units
it's all going
that
mobile.
help you?
Sorry, what?
You ever get other units that actually help you?
Actually, yeah, you can buy knights you can place down who will go out and attack the Horde. But they're kind of expensive, and they make you pay fees at the end of every wave for upkeep, so that's kind of annoying. I don't want to get them unless I really have to.
Yeah. It just seems like you have such a big area to run back and forth.
I assume you eventually build up a repository of cows that can offset the cost of hiring people.
Yeah, I could buy a couple other cows. I'm gonna wait and build up some more money so I can get some items.
Just build a
Repository of
big
cows.
cow fortress. Just a field of like 25 cows surrounded by like 5 layers of fence.
But I like with Clash of Clans or whatever, right? You build a huge base and then you attack other people's bases and they attack you, and that's the game, right? Like there's like RTS elements too, right? I don't actually play it. I've just seen some footage of it.
Okay, that...
I think it's mostly automated though.
A lot of this is quite automated. I mean, the only thing is you get to run around and vaguely fight.
Oh, so there are different types of hordlings?
Yeah. That one, the one on 2 legs with the arms, is way faster and a lot more aggressive than the normal one. So he'll chew through your
Yeah, I
stuff
can
a
see
lot
that.
faster.
So what exactly is their AI like? I can't really make out. They just sort of randomly go around and drown themselves in water?
Basically, they will just rocket right towards your town. they don't really come near you that often. I mean, if you get in their way, they'll hurt you, but they don't really focus on you.
Hmm.
So now we
You
gotta
lost a villager.
pay this guy again. But we got enough, so we don't have to worry. Except now he's gonna pay us even more than last time. But now we can buy an item. Let's buy this thing, as it attracts Hordelings and keeps them away from things you don't want them to blow up.
13 secret, almost legal spices.
Leave shop air.
Shoppy. Dunny. Levy Shoppy.
And shopping.
And cake decorating, can't forget that. Let's see.
So the village layout is random, right? Like, if you were to replay the game, it would be built differently?
I think that's how it works, yeah. I'm gonna buy another cow just to get up our money resources faster.
It seems like another one of those weird games where there seems like there's a lot of technology going on in the background, but as the player, you only interact with so much. Like, I can see shades of Molyneux's work in here too, with all the
Kinda reminds me-
procedural stuff they tried to do.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Dwarf Fortress in a weird way.
Let's double up on those fences, just to keep the cows super safe.
Yeah, I mean, if you added more simulation elements, I can see that the Dwarf Fortressy sort of tie-in.
Just a reminder, we can't stay here forever, because, like I said, you only got 2.5 minutes to do what you want to do. But I think I'm happy with that, so... Where are they coming from? Thankfully, I think the game slows down by about half speed whenever you have the map up. That's really nice. Okay, might as well show off the meat and show how that works. And where are the last two? Over that direction. Okay.
You know, another game this does remind me of, it's a DOS game called Dominus.
Hey, I remember that one. That was
I haven't
a
played that
Yeah,
one.
interesting game.
Okay,
Very interesting game, not necessarily good. It's a bit cumbersome in many ways. But it's a strategy game where you defend a township, or you attack a township, I think.
It's been so long. You played like some guy in like a flying chariot thing.
Yeah, I think you were
Right.
invading it, but it had a similar sort of aesthetic to it, and then you controlled I think you controlled the Horde in this case.
You
And
like
you
summon
invaded.
things.
Yeah, you could summon like different monsters and combine monsters to make other monsters. But the aesthetic is very similar, and it had a similar. You played as a individual character on the battlefield, but you had a bunch of other dudes running around. Very interesting game, and we might look at that one at some point just because it's weird.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, sounds interesting.
A bit cryptic though.
Okay, these guys are... That big guy is dangerous. He takes a lot of hits and he does a lot of damage. So to distract him, we're going to use our meat. Drop it right here. It costs 5 coins to drop meat, but it means he'll go to the meat instead and eat it, and become stunned for a second instead of going right for our stuff.
That meat did not seem worth the cost.
Well, it stops him for like about 3 or 4 seconds, so it helps.
I didn't really need to see him rub his ginormous, overinflated belly. That was...
Yes, you
Yeah.
did. You did.
He
Not
was
what I
quite a
needed to see
graphic
today.
death.
So, if I made a showing him your meat pun right now, I think for the second time, would I be kicked out of the stream?
don't think there's an admin in the stream. But, I mean, that guy kind of reminded me of, what are they? I just
The
call
Pinky
them
Demons?
Pinkies, but they,
Yeah, the
yeah,
Pinkies
they're
from
from
Doom. Yeah.
Did they have a proper name? I thought they had, like, a name other than Pinky.
Nah, I think
Nope,
it was just
just Pinky.
Pinkies. I'm not really sure though.
Huh.
Let me patch up
Fine,
this
well,
area.
it reminds me, yeah, it reminds me of a red Pinky, so I guess his name is Reddy.
We're doing pretty good on money, at least. We got way more than we need, as long as we can keep our stuff from getting wrecked.
I'm waiting for a random event that is just you lose $100.
I don't know if that could happen, but it wouldn't surprise me if it could.
Bazo attacks your
What year was
village.
this?
This was 1994, at least this version.
Well, this would be the earliest version, so yeah.
I think the other versions were like 96, I think.
The copyright screens, 93, 94.
Probably 93 is when they started making it, 94 is when they put it out, if I had to guess.
Yeah. I don't really know if this lightens too much in this case, but with regards to Star Control 2, the PC DOS version is actually the oldest code-wise. The 3DO port came later, and the later open source version is actually based off the 3DO port because they lost the source code to the DOS port.
Oh,
Well,
we got a guy right over our
port
stuff.
had extra features and that sort of thing.
Like voice acting and such.
Yeah.
No, I think you mean garbage. That voice acting ruined quite a few characters for me as far as the vocalisms go.
Oh man, that one guy really tore up my stuff. Oh, and there's a big guy. See, he gets like 40 hit points every time he hits... Oh no! Oh no.
Oh, sheesh.
Another shot.
Well, you tried your best, and your best wasn't good enough. So did
Circumstances
he
were
actually
playing.
get aggroed towards you? Or was that, him just deciding to walk in the other direction?
I think he got aggro because I hit him. I might be playing a bit too offensively. That might be the issue.
I'm always offended by your playing, Bob. For those of you that study game design and color theory, be impressed by the fact that I believe the Horde are the only real red things in the game.
Makes them easy to see.
Exactly. The game's main palette is green, and the main enemy palette is red.
Eventually we get to a more autumnish area that's a little darker green. I think there's a desert.
Do they move you to different land? Is that the story conceit?
Yeah. That area, this area keeps getting wrecked, so I really want to patch it up.
Would you say there is a lot of trial and error in terms of pressing the Horde button and then losing and then building based on where they're actually going to come from?
Well, I think they come from the same place every wave, but the game doesn't tell you where that is. So I guess if you actually knew what direction they were coming in, you could kind of maybe give yourself an advantage that way. Oh, okay.
Oh, they came out of a hole.
Okay, they didn't come from that direction. I wasn't really prepared for that. I think my cow got attacked, but I don't think it died.
I killed
Do you know if
2
the
out of
health
3 of them.
regenerates between levels?
Your health or everything else's health?
Your cows and stuff.
I don't know. Okay, big guy again. I can handle this, I just gotta be clever.
Oh, boy.
Oh! You gotta be really careful with the rhythm of your sword attack, or else you get dizzy like that. Oh, random
Man, those
thing.
big dudes suck. Oh, whoa. Oh, okay.
Well, someone had just seen Gremlins.
I am unsure precisely what is going on, but it is making me vaguely uncomfortable.
You have a problem with puppetry?
Well, you're seeing some vor fetishism going on. You know, the usual stuff.
If you can't tell, by the way, this game is wacky. You can even say it's zany to the max.
Kill 2 your cows.
But what is it, Zidane to the max? Yeah, I'm not really sure why I said that, but
What I like about the art style here is that some of the buildings are normal buildings, and some of them are just inexplicably these cartoon, extruded in all directions buildings.
Some of them are randomly covered in skulls.
Gotta get my cows back and then patch up what got torn out.
So did that random event do anything for you, or was it just a
I
random
don't know.
event?
From the dialogue, it didn't sound like it. Usually the dialogue implies something happens. Didn't hear anything that time. Alright. This'll do, I think. Oh geez, they're way into my stuff. I wish I could get a better view of where they're hitting my stuff from.
Has your character's color changed a little bit? You seem browner.
Not that I noticed, seems the same to me.
Huh.
Okay, just... Lost another cow, but at least I'm okay. Let's drop another cow to make up for that one.
Did you just see the Hordeling pop out of that hole? Does that mean they're gonna pour out of that hole?
Which hole? Oh, this one.
Yeah, one of them just stuck their head out.
Huh, you're right. Well, I dug it up, so maybe that would do something about it. I didn't notice that. Thank you for showing that to me.
that's peculiar.
I have not seen that happen before. Maybe that's a spawn point for them. I think the water actually hurts them. That's kind of useful if their path makes them go through it.
Yeah, I wonder if you could like somehow railroad them through water explicitly to kind of whittle them down a bit. The AI in this, I'm not really sure what to think of it.
It's not great, but it doesn't really need to be, because that's part of the strategy, is know how to... Oh, this might be a mess if I'm not careful.
Oh. Well,
Can you hit them while they're walking towards the meat, or will that get you attacked?
I think I can. Let me try that. Yeah, it looks like hitting them turns her attention to you for just a second. So I just hit and run, I should be okay.
Yeah, you got decked.
There is a healing item you get eventually, but I don't think it's for a while. Made it.
Sir Chauncey.
Oh, we might have made it out of this area.
And into another cutscene.
These reports of Hordling attacks are no doubt overblown. The wild and outrageous tales of ignorant, drunken farmers.
I thought I had rid the kingdom of the Horde nearly 50 years ago.
Announcing the arrival of Sir Chauncey of the Shimto Plain. Ah, my liege.
I do kind of like these cutscenes. They're
That I have established a thriving
It's really just in a game that takes itself seriously, so you can get away with a lot more.
the surrounding lands of the evil Horde.
Impossible! Do tell.
How many of the foul beasts did you slay? A dozen?
Oh, hundreds, my lord.
I wouldn't say there were hundreds of them. That seems a bit high. Maybe like,
In honor,
I don't know, 70.
I give you this medal of valor, granting you the exalted title Master of the Shimto Plains.
Why didn't they just get him blonde hair or change the other character's hair to brown? You know, just one or the other.
Now, let's see. I will buy a knight, just to show off how they work.
How are you feeling today, Chauncey?
Forgot to save. Oh well.
Any sharp chest pains? Oh! Ow!
Chancellor,
Chauncey, how are you?
So wait, the doll has blonde hair?
never felt better.
Here, this entitles you to the tree realms of Alberga. More gifts from King Winthrop.
The tree realms of Alberga. Oh, I've heard the trees there are like ancient beings, providing homes and shelter for the creatures of the forest. They speak as the wind blows through their branches.
Chop them all down.
Huh?
The locals have some outdated beliefs about the sanctity of the forest. Tree spirits? Environmentalist drivel.
And what about the Horde, sir?
Chop down the trees and they'll all go away. Trust me, boy. When the going gets tough, the tough go chopping.
So he just told us to chop down all the trees here, which, of course, he's telling the absolute truth.
I like that.
That's what we should do right away. He might be lying.
This map is amazing.
So I'll do a couple more waves to show off this area.
That's a new peasant type.
So, how many different types of Hordlings are there?
I'm not sure. They're described in the manual. Oh geez, I'm not making much money.
And you're gonna get taxed.
Okay, so yeah, the game does not want you to chop down trees here. It makes more Hordlings spawn, and it reduces your maximum HP, so don't do that.
So does that mean you're supposed to use cows in this stage?
It's probably like the best way, along with just making sure your crops don't get torn up. I mean, you could still chop them down if you really need the money, but it would be a bad idea.
Well, your health is pretty important in this.
And we get some new music tracks for the area, so that's nice.
so they get to chop down trees.
I'm not sure that affects you like it would if you did it yourself. I hope not.
Also, it looked like you can actually save the peasants from being eaten when they've been eaten, as long as you kill the hordeling.
I might be in trouble. I'm not earning much money here.
Yeah, it looks like if you kill them while they're still rubbing their belly, it spits them back out.
That's generous.
Yeah, I saw that with the cows too.
Oh my, this might be a bit problematic.
Is that a drummer?
I'm not sure
Some
what
sort
his
of air
deal is.
guitarist?
Somehow I just earned a lot of money. Enough to actually get through.
The crops to have harvested.
Oh, that makes sense. They harvest in the fall, and that's where you get your money from. And to show off this, I'm gonna buy a knight.
I thought it was pronounced Kenai.
And maybe if we put some spike pits here, I can keep them coming in that way for a bit.
Can you fall into spike pits yourself, or is it just...
You can walk into them. It does hurt you. It drains your health really fast.
That's a pain in the ass.
Somewhat literally. That should be enough for fences. Let's keep going. Hmm, 12 of them. That could be a problem.
Just don't go with the knight.
So yeah, you'll notice he attacks anyone who gets close to him. That's how he works.
It kind of looked like that guy was attracted to the knight. As he didn't sort of leave the knight's presence.
Overall, though, I think that shows off how the game works pretty well. You do get new gimmicks as you go on and new types of enemies, but it's pretty much the same concept overall. Which, it's not bad if you play in short bursts, but eventually I think the concept is going to wear on after a while.
Well, ultimately it doesn't seem like you get to do very much different. You just build the same things and attack the same way for the whole game.
Well, we do get new items and such, like this is a flamethrower you can use against the Horde, I think. But we can't afford it, it would take a while to afford it, so...
Is it a permanent item? You just get to use a flamethrower from that point on?
Yeah, but it costs money every time you want to use it, like the meat. For what it is, and for what it was doing, hadn't really been done before, it's worth playing. I mean, if you can handle that kind of repetition. And I'll be honest, there are a lot of Crystal Dynamics games that kind of work like that, where you kind of do the same thing a lot, and you eventually do get tired of it. Anyway, we will see you guys next time.